Hello, welcome back to Mountain Jim Card Collectibles. Hope you're having a great day. So, we have some good news, for Leaf trading cards. And it has to do with the fact that they were just recently rewarded a contract from the MLB Players Incorporated that they can now produce licensed minor league cards. And this just happened fairly recently. This is dated just 20 hours ago, New York, June 30th. Like it says here, the business arm of the Major League Baseball Players Association, MLBPA, which is MLB Players Incorporated, has signed a new licensing agreement with Leaf to produce baseball trading cards incorporating minor league player name, image, and likeness rights. That's great. I was like, what's going on here? I mean, if you dig into it, Topps has held the licensing for minor league, teams for a while. But it's all over the internet. Right here we have this article: Leave to produce minor league baseball cards after licensing deal. And back in March, MLB Players Incorporated, they went ahead and granted the same rights, more or less, to Onyx cards. And so you have to ask yourself, well, what is going on? This just doesn't seem like the modus operandi or the MO of the players or MLB Players Inc. It just really doesn't, because they're all about, in my opinion, monopolizing sports cards, getting as much money as they can. And then we have to dig into what is MLB Players Inc. This is just some basic information. Google Gemini overview. But this really helps us understand what this organization is. MLB Players Incorporated is the for-profit corporate subsidiary of the Major League Baseball Players Association, MLBPA. It manages all commercial activities of the MLBPA, including licensing, corporate sponsorships, and other marketing initiatives that involve the use of players' names, images, and likenesses. Essentially, it's the business arm of the MLBPA, working to market and protect the commercial interest of its members. And here it talks about collective bargaining. The MLBPA is the union that represents all Major League Baseball players negotiating their contracts and working conditions. Group licensing. MLB Players Incorporated acts as the exclusive agent for group licensing, meaning they negotiate deals that allow companies to use the names, images, and likenesses of multiple players for commercial purposes. Commercial activities. This includes licensing player images for products like trading cards, video games, apparel, and other merchandise. Sponsorships. MLB Players Incorporated also works with brands to secure sponsorships and promotional opportunities for players. Protecting player interests. A key aspect of their work is ensuring that player rights are protected and that any commercial ventures featuring players are of high quality and reflect positively on the players in the game. And honestly, this is one of the reasons why your sports cards costs have gone up. And, I talked about this in my video yesterday where I just feel like I'm having to subsidize like all the players in sports as a sports card collector these days. Okay. You can't deny it. And why is it, that sports card collectors are getting stuck with just these bad deals, and it really does raise the price up on a lot of these sports card ventures, So now we have the idea of who MLB Players Incorporated is. But then we run into another piece of the puzzle. It's called One Team Partners. Yes. One Team Partners is a company that helps athletes and players associations maximize the value of their name, image, and likeness rights through various commercial ventures. So this is another reason why your sports cards cost so much. Is because these sports leagues, these players associations are just so greedy. They don't care about collectors. They don't care about fans. You know what they care about is the dollar. And getting as many dollars as they can in their bank account. And don't pretend it's anything but. They focus on areas like group licensing, athlete marketing, and venture investing, working with organizations such as the NFLPA, MLBPA, and others to create opportunities for athletes. Essentially, One Team serves as a platform for athletes to leverage their collective power and brand value in the marketplace. And they deal with the same things that what we just went over, MLB Players Inc., group licensing, athlete marketing. They facilitate marketing opportunities for athletes, connecting them with brands for sponsorships, endorsements, and other promotional activities. Venture investing. One Team also explores investment opportunities, potentially using funds to further support athletes and their ventures. Representation. The company represents a range of players associations, including those from the NFL, MLB, MLS, U.S. Women's National Team, and others. Commercial platform. One Team aims to provide a comprehensive commercial platform for athletes, offering them access to resources, expertise, and opportunities to expand their reach and impact according to their website. Okay. And this is the ugly part of One Team Partners, is they are mired with the FBI currently, a lot of allegations. One Team Partners, we all know what they are, is facing scrutiny and potential legal action due to allegations of self-dealing and potential conflicts of interest involving union executives. Specifically, there are claims that executives may have improperly benefited from equity or other financial opportunities within One Team, potentially at the expense of the players they represent. The MLBPA and NFLPA co-founded One Team in 2019 and has become a major licensing arm for several professional sports leagues. And to me, they should completely get rid of One Team. And they're everywhere. I mean, this is from June 23rd. You have it June 22nd. I mean, there is so much news on this One Team Partners. It's dragged into this federal investigation. Well, I'll just click this one. One Team Partners dragged into federal investigation on union execs' financial dealings. One Team Partners has been dragged into a federal investigation over some of the windfall it has generated for players was siphoned off by union executives. Yep. And so it's just so ugly, including MLBPA executive director Tony Clark, according to Beaton and Diamond of the Wall Street Journal. 6 years ago, the unions representing NFL and MLB players combined their valuable licensing assets into one single business. The new venture, One Team Partners, quickly became a spectacular success, striking game-changing deals that filled the union's coffers. Yeah, boy, and boy, we know that when it comes to sports cards. One Team has become a driving force behind many of fans' favorite products, from trading cards to video games, sources said that recently. Federal agents have contacted baseball players with leadership roles in the MLBPA about how money made by One Team has been used by their union. There's no indication that One Team has done anything wrong. But the question prosecutors in the Eastern District of New York appear to be investigating is whether some executives improperly use union money, much of which is generated by One Team, according to the latest public filings. The NFLPA generated $101.4 million in revenue from One Team last year, while the MLBPA earned $44.5 million. Since its founding, One Team has added unions representing the MLS, the WNBA, and the USWNT. And that's another reason why, I just feel like buying sports cards has gone above and beyond what it used to be like in the 80s, 90s. And that has to do with all these organizations piling on, and they all want tons of money. And what it's done is whether they know it or not. And I know that these leagues go, oh, well, that's a great way for them to earn more money. These corporations make it out that they're doing such a great job for the players. But even the FBI is having to investigate, the fact that one team isn't giving all the money, to the players like they should. And they're tied with MLB Players Inc., the MLBPA. I mean, and then you have all these other leagues that go with them. Have we become the welfare arm of the sports leagues? Ask yourself that. Is that what has really become with sports cards? Is they used to be just this nice thing that you could comfortably collect, not spend much. You have some joy in your life, that you can afford something to collect, and and then you hit that player and you're jumping for joy, and you didn't have to lose a lot of money in the process. We live in an age where, we're seeing $10,000 boxes constantly, $1,000 boxes. The best of the best, obviously, is getting dealt with these organizations, one team, MLB Players Inc. And they're obviously driving the prices up to where it's like the Millionaires Club only, To me, it's becoming a joke in that aspect. Is there a way that we can get all of the bloodsuckers away from sports cards? Because that's really what it seems like, is we are dealing with vampires now. And these vampires are making themselves out to be so good for the players and the leagues and everything else, and the unions and these contracts, negotiations, whatever. But at the end of the day, the people who want the stuff can't afford it. And then when they do pay for it, a lot of it's, with all the, corporate corruption, it appears that, there's kind of there's possibly some shady issues going on here. Now, I can't prove any of it because it's being investigated, but it's all over the papers. I mean, you can just dig into one team yourself. It's not just me that's posting this up there. It's all over the place, about one team and its ties to, to these other union organizations, that are supposedly supposed to be helping the players. But once again, you get these vampires involved, and it appears they're not helping the players. They're helping themselves. So anyway, wouldn't you like to get it back to where it used to be? I'm not going to show you a picture of Atlas holding up the entire world or the entire universe, I'm not going to show you that, but to an extent, that's what we have become, as a collector, is we're having to fund and pay for all these people just to buy into our collectible cards. And it's unfair, So anyway, what's your opinion on all this? Leave some comments. I'd like to thank my subscribers. I would like to remind you, you are the glue that keeps this channel together. And if you haven't subscribed and you're a viewer, it's 100% free. Just hit the subscription button. I can keep putting these things out every day, or not every day, but as much as I can. And I can also improve the channel. But anyway, I hope you have a great day. I'm out of here. Bye.